Good morning, Rick. I heard through Montevo that you are finished moving, and then I got your email. And so I'll be following up today. How are you?
What was that?
Oh, I'm just talking with Rick.
Oh.
Montevo's on his way up right now to receive a healing session on live stream. So, just because of the way that everything's situated, you can sit here on this side here. You want to tell everyone who this is?
Oh, it's already on.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Hi, everybody. This is my snake, Trey.
Hello, Trey. Thank you for coming to the healing session. It was really interesting. It came to me to invite both Montevo and Trey because the snake brings an amazing energy that will support us in our transformation. We talk about how we were just actually talking about it. This has been totally in our consciousness because when a snake is not fully able to shed its old skin, it dies. And so it's imperative for the snake to be able to shed its old energy and to be able to fully embody the new energy. And that's what we're being asked to do right now by the planet, by the galaxies, by the universe, by the stars, by Mother Gaia. We're being asked to shed completely the rest of our old skin so that everything new with the spring can come forth. And so of course when Montevo asked if he could bring his snake, when he came back to California, Miko and I checked in and we said yes. The Kundalini energy will definitely support us in everything that we're doing. And so thank you, Trey, for coming and holding this space and holding this energy for us. And then it occurred to me that maybe we should ask Trey if he would like to join Montevo for the healing session. And I just actually checked in with Montevo this morning. I said, do you ever talk to your snake? And he said, well, not talk, right?
Yeah.
Not deep conversations. And I said, well, I feel we should do that, open that up for you, Montevo, so that Trey could communicate with us using our energy.
I've always loved reptiles and just reading body language and understanding their energy and what their needs and desires are and how they're feeling at the moment has always been something that I've naturally been able to do. But
you naturally connect
this
to their
is
energy.
This is a new form of this, so it'll be very
Yeah, you're consciously communicating with Trey, and he's consciously able to then communicate with you in a way that feels more like, this is what Trey is asking us to do, or in terms of the guidance that he can provide in this work, because this is an ancient and powerful energy that he holds, and we want to lovingly tap into that with openness and humility. It's got much to teach us.
lots
Okay.
of earth energy.
Yes, I'm gonna grab something. What was I gonna grab? Do
I left it downstairs.
Is it in the glass bottle with the green? Okay, I'll open it.
Hi everybody, so just to keep you busy, this is my snake Trey. His name is Trey because he actually has 3 dots on the back of his neck, and instead of the Spanish word trace, I just went with Trey. And I've had him for about, let's say, 8 years now, and he's about 25 inches long, and he's about 3 weeks, I'd say, out from a shed, which is just about perfect timing for, like Bijou was saying, where we're at in our story right now with shifting our energies. He doesn't really like it when I use hand gestures. It makes him a little timid with things waving around near his face. I'm very glad you guys could share this beautiful day with us. It's just starting to warm up, the clouds are starting to part, and it's going to be a beautiful day. Back in this Avala energy deeply is very healing for me, and it feels really good. It's a shift that I've known I've needed to do since I awakened, which is to shift completely out of my old story and to move into this evolution of consciousness fully, not part-time, not fitting it into my spare time, but actually creating my life around it. Because if you're fitting your life into your if you're creating your spirituality around your life rather than creating your life around your spirituality, it's like walking up a sandy hill and you take 1 step forward and 2 steps back, and it's hard to make progress when you're not actually creating your life around your spirituality, is what I was kind of
I love it.
talking about.
Thank you.
It's where I'm at right now because
And brought your
I've
phone
known about it since,
so that you could tune into live stream on yours.
might as well, huh?
And then you'll be able to see the comments without having to
Yeah, without.
go
Sounds
around.
good. Wonder who's on. Oh, looks like there's one, and you said Rick was on there, so I'm guessing it's Rick. Now it's 2 because I'm on. Or that might be me. Yep, that's 2.
Okay. So I'm gonna create space around your healing, and within this space, we've invited your guides, angels, avatars, and those within your lineage that are there to support you in your fulfillment of your soul work. And so with us all holding space, we invite Source, Infinite Source Love to come and activate this field with Avala energy, the energy of your soul. And with this, and this is always a fun thing to do that I like to do, that one of my dear healers have taught me, is that when we create space, a couple of things happens. One, it activates our imagination, which is always wonderful because it allows us to be creative, and even in our space of healing, we are creative beings. So everything that we create is creative, and so we use our imagination to do it. Imagination is the part of our consciousness that is tapped into our soul, where everything is possible, right? That's our soul energy. And so when I create space like this, I'm inviting your soul energy to be here, and automatically you're gonna feel activated in your imagination, because you're gonna feel that. And when you start to feel that, that means that the energy is there to support it. So on one hand, it's an activation, but on the other hand, because now you're consciously aware of the space that I've created, it's now real for you. And that's how energy works. If it's real for me, then it's real, right?
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter how real something is, if it doesn't apply to me, then it's not real. It doesn't matter how much someone tells me it's real, right? So it's what's real for me. And the way that I can tell something's real for me is if I can feel that energy.
I agree.
And so as we create space, I'm going to have you consciously feel into what part of your system is feeling the most amount of energy. And I want you to bring your consciousness to that space. And I want you to check into all the stuff that's coming up for you as you go to that space of energy concentration in your system. And everything that's coming up for you, I would like you to verbalize. And as you do that, let's create another space. This is just, these are just, you know, whether we believe it or not, and whether it seems silly or not, actually our body systems feel that energy. So again, if it works for our body system and it affects the way that we feel, then it's something that works, whether we believe it or not.
And I see that you're gonna use spirals and vortexes and torus fields are very natural. It's what all life is based on.
It's all around us, so I'm just taking a bit of that and creating something here.
Something useful.
Yeah, and so I'm just creating a little bit of a vortex here, so that when you start to share, you're consciously not just talking and regurgitating your human story, but that you're consciously, intentionally sharing something that's going to help you release it into here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're moving it in, up, and out into the vortex that we created that will use that energy, that density that you're sharing, and use it to transmute into,
use it as fuel.
Yeah, exactly. And so the work that we're doing is not just healing for you, but it's healing for the whole of everything.
Everything
Because
that's
that
in
energy,
in all of us.
yeah, that energy that we're transmuting is really, really powerful energy. So I'm going to focus on you, Montavo, as this space is created for your healing session. And so with that, and a little tribute to Miko, as he always says, and that he's received from one of his healers. And so this is how knowledge gets passed on, consciousness gets passed on. And so he likes to say, what is your edge? What is the thing that's focusing all your energy that needs to be brought into light, and then consciously cleared?
Well, I'm feeling a little bit in like my sacral and a little bit in my heart, but mostly my solar plexus.
What is it for you?
I think, like we talked about on the phone yesterday, it's like that feeling of powerlessness and that feeling of not having the control and the stability that I'm used to my whole life, because I've had a job, I've had financial security, I've had a plan and knowing what's ahead of me. But now we're in a place where we're being asked to completely shed all of the attachments to that stuff, and I have things hanging over my head that are still responsibilities that I still do need to take care of, and not seeing a direct route to fulfilling those is, in a third dimensional sense, it can be disempowering. But as we've talked about, I'm feeling more and more that that's just what I'm being asked to clear and what I'm being asked to transcend, because it's not something that needs to hold me back or make me feel less or make me feel like just negative energy in my system, because it's not real. It's only because I perceive it that way that it affects me in this way, and it's all the old story that's coming up still that's around the financial areas.
So as you're processing, Montavo, where do you feel the energy is that you're processing from? What body are you processing from? Are you processing from your heart? Are you processing from your solar plexus? Are you processing from your mind energy? Where are you feeling it?
I still feel a little bit in my solar plexus, but also some in my mind.
How do you feel it in your solar plexus?
Just like tightness.
Okay, so the tightness in your solar plexus is a clue for you that you're speaking all from your mind. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Because if your solar plexus is tight as you're speaking, we know that you're not feeling the things that you're speaking. What you're speaking is reassurance and moving forward and taking that leap and feeling that joy of trusting and flying, that you're finally here living your soul path. That's what you're speaking. But your solar plexus is really tight and hanging on. And that's our emotional energy. So what emotional energy are you not tapping into right now?
Just like insecure and a bit unsure and maybe a little weak that the things that I need to handle I haven't handled, and I feel a little bit of regret that I haven't come back fully cleared of this old story that's holding me back, and I don't want to be held back. I want to, like you said, I want to fly. I'm ready. I've known that this is what I need to do to just embody the work and to build my life around my spirituality. But
Let's take you out of your mind again. So let's find your heart center. And in our heart center, there's no story there, right? They're just feelings. There's just feelings. Are you sad? Do you feel sad energy?
sad and anxiety.
Where is the sadness?
I think it's still just around leaving.
Where's the sadness in your body?
Around the sacral area.
And what does that mean for you?
Like just physical, human story, third dimensional, dense energy.
So the sacral is the second chakra. That's the genitals and womb. Nurturing, its function is nurturing and creativity, and the element is water, is your emotions. So you're feeling stuck there. The sadness is in feeling stuck there.
And the anxiety is more in my solar plexus still. It's just
So the
that
anxiety.
feeling of just powerlessness, of not being able to control where I'm going right now. But I am. I'm here.
But you don't feel that. Not yet.
I guess not yet.
Okay, so something's holding you back. Let's find out what it is. And even as you're saying, even as you're processing all of this, I'm seeing it break up. I'm feeling that break up.
Yeah, it feels less
Sometimes
of a
you don't
pressure.
have to always know what it is, but even you focusing on it and even us putting our energy there is breaking it up. And as it's breaking up the denser energies, I'm moving it and having it, spin around and transmute.
I can feel
into
less
the
of it. And
vortex.
just like you said, just feeling it and being conscious of it is.
Yeah, but we can always go deeper. because we don't want any of it to be there, right? And so there's some processing that your mind wants to do. So why don't we indulge the mind so that it doesn't play on a loop in a subconscious way throughout the day? Let's just let's let it run its energy until you decide, Montevo, that you don't want to hear that story anymore, right? You have to decide. You have to use your consciousness to decide when you're done listening and indulging your mind, right? But it's got a lot to say right now. I'm barely getting through to Montevo. Hi, right? It's talking. It's loud. So why don't we? But you know, there's just blabbing it, and then there's the conscious way of expressing what those energy is. So I'm gonna break it down to specifics, because specifics always helps us to ground and then to move it out. Let's process you leaving your girlfriend, your home, your hometown, your family, and everything that you've known. All right, we're done.
Yeah, you brought it out. I felt it. The sadness, like, that's where the sadness
Then be
is.
sad. Be sad, Montevo. The more you allow yourself to be sad right now, the more that focus energy can be healed and released and cleared and create space for your sacral, which will allow you to create the new story, right? Around all these old relationships.
And just let the creativity flow into what we're
That's right. So we don't do it from our mind. We don't create from our mind energy. That's just more density and more projection that we're adding. But when we're conscious, because we allow ourselves to feel and honor, quite honestly, we want to honor the space that your town held for you, that your parents' stories held for you, the space that your girlfriend holds for you, right?
Yeah.
And we honor that by being sad about it.
Because my family, my mom especially, she supports me fully. But my dad, he wants to spend time with me. We snowboard, it's winter still. Just now, as I was trying to leave on Thursday, the biggest snowstorm of the entire winter hit Nevada, and we had about a foot of snow in the city, which we haven't had in a while. And I used the time to do more things with my dad and go snowboarding with him, spend some time with him. I am a little sad about just not being able to do that now, but I'm happy at the same time that I get to come here and surf and experience a new energy and create a new story around that.
So before you move into what you're happy about, let's feel the energy of you being sad, feeling sad first. Can you get there?
Yeah, I'm mostly sad about just leaving Stacy and my lizard too. I have a bearded dragon with her, and she's taking care of him, and we spend a lot of time just making each other laugh and being happy and being with the lizard, and that's something that has always just made me feel content and safe and happy, and not having that is something that I know I need to be okay with, but right now I still just feel sad about it, and it's moving out of my comfort zone. And
So feel sad. Feel the energy.
I just keep feeling like I don't need to be sad. Because I know it's what I need to do.
Do you see how your mind is fucking with you? It's trying to do everything it can to avoid being and feeling and moving the sadness out of you. It wants to hang on to that energy because it's hard to let go, even when we know it's the best for us. So when we create a healing space like this and you align to receiving, it means that your system is ready to let the energy go. It's up to you whether you want to let the story go, but the energy is ready to be released. So, you're getting there. Let it come through the heart. Let it filter through the heart. Through the back of the heart. There you go. Remember, diagonal, up, down, front, back. And what's at the center? It's the nugget.
Right now it's my grandma.
Okay.
I don't think we've really talked about this enough yet.
Okay. So that's the end point. Let's go.
She just went into the hospital and she has a growth in her brain. And when I left here, I went down to see her with Stacy, and she's always been like the healthy, upbeat, positive, going for walks for miles on the beach. And I got there and she'd gotten radiation on the growth, and everything had went well since then. But then she just seemed very unhappy and very lethargic, and she was getting forgetful, and she said it was like, it felt like her head was over here when she was walking. So her gait was off, like her walk wasn't straight or centered. And we went for a short walk on the beach, and she ended up tipping over when we got to the rockier area. And she was trying to step up a rock and couldn't prop herself back up. And it was bringing up all the old stuff around my other grandma on my dad's side, who passed away after months and months in the hospital, and then months and months at my aunt's house, pretty much bedridden. And we'd always thought of her as like the healthiest, most in control and strong lady, and now it's seeming like that might not be the case. And my mom's really upset about it, so that's hard for me as well. And she's down there with her now, but I pretty much brought it into her awareness when I got back and talked to her about how my grandma was doing. And she lost her husband about 9 months ago now, and it's coming up on a year, so that's hard. 10 months ago, I guess. And it's just like all the things we talk about, like your energy manifests the physical, and I feel like she's just so sad about not being able to spend her retirement with her husband, the person she loves, that she's having all these physical things that are just causing more of that negativity in her system. And it breaks my heart because she's so selfless and just gives to her whole family and loves everybody so much, and she doesn't love herself right now. And it hurts because she deserves it. She's amazing, and we're all sad to see her being this way, and I see it from the perspective of her just not loving herself, and that hurts because she's, like I said, she's amazing. She just gives and gives and gives, and now she's upset at herself because she can't balance. She's upset at herself because she forgets things. And that's the worst thing for the healing process, is just being more sad and more upset about it.
So where do you feel the sadness?
It's in my heart, my solar plexus a little bit. I think it's still that same feeling of powerlessness. Like I can't do anything to really help her. She has to feel it in herself, and that's like, it's the same thing, like I said, with my other grandma. She drank 2 to 3 Pepsis a day, and then ended up having horrible diabetes-related symptoms that led to her passing away in a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. And I think when things are related to your heart and related to your brain and you're upset about it and you're blaming yourself and you're negative, it's like the system and her system is forcing her to kind of, not forcing her, but it's like she's on this path and there's nothing I can really do to change her mind or to change the way she sees it. She has to do that herself, and she has to live her own life, and I just wish I could help. I wish I could.
So I want you to feel the powerlessness, and I want you to feel your helplessness, and I want you to feel your sadness and your regret that it didn't work out that way. Is Trey stuck in the chakras?
Yeah.
He's stuck in the lower the first chakra.
He's trying to climb the Kundalini ladder.
So can you do that, Montevo? Can you feel the density of what you're going through, and really let yourself feel it without the story?
It's like I keep getting right to the edge and then...
Okay, keep going. You can do it. You can do it. Open up the back of your heart more. Open up the back of your, the base of your spine. Open that up. It's so beautiful that you put Trey around your neck right now, because the Kundalini energy, even though it's represented by the snake, it works more like an electrical cord, like how we charge our iPhones. But we could still, the way that the energy moves through Trey is similarly moving through your spine. So allow Trey to support you, get to the edge, and jump off. Because otherwise, we're going to have to move your energy physically. And you're going to have to physically move that energy to get past this threshold. And in a sense of abandonment, and everything falling apart, and you not being able to do a single thing about it. How old are you?
2.
You're the energy that's stuck in this space of fear of abandonment, that was when you were early teens, is when your parents lost. No, you a lot younger?
7.
You're 7. I was gonna say 8. But your maturity level, you were a mature 7-year-old, as you're a very mature 22-year-old. So when okay, go there. Go there. That was your first experience of feeling completely powerless to help your family. There you go. hold his hand. Let him know he's okay, that you're here. There you go. More. Come on, you can do it. There you go. There you go. Open this up. There you go. Go there, go there, go. Lower spine. There you go. Open it up, open it up. Open up your throat chakra. Let it come out and sounds. There you go. I'm going to get you a tissue. There's more. Don't stop now. Don't stop. The gates are open. Keep going. Come on. Let him guide you to all the other moments that you felt that way. Let the young Jacob guide you. Take his hand. Go to all the places that you have felt equally helpless, alone, abandoned, powerless. Come on, you got this. It's okay. It's just energy. Let go of the story. It's just energy asking to be released now. Focus on the base of your spine and feel the clarity that's happening there as all this denseness is moving out of you. You don't want to hold on to this energy right now. You want to be able to open up your heart center, right? Open it up. Open it up. There you go. And it comes out in sounds, and it comes out in waves, and it comes out. We just have to keep flowing it out. Don't contain it. See, I see you containing it. Move it from your feet, move it up your legs, move it up through your spine. Let the release feel good. Let the release feel good. There you go. Oh, what does it sound like? What does this energy that you're releasing sound like? Oh, like put it all. There you go. Put it all into the vortex. Oh, just start to purge that energy.
Oh.
Okay, now take a young Montero, take a young Jacob, and bring him into our space. He wants to be in front of you. He likes your snake. He loves Trey. Let's have Jacob look around to see where he's at. Jacob, you are at the ocean. Guess what? Montevo finally brought you here. And guess what's here? Light is here. Consciousness is here. Your power is here. What else is here? Fun is here. Creativity is here. All possibilities are right here. And you're sitting in it, Jacob. Can you feel Jacob loving it?
Yeah.
Let him love it. What does it feel like? How does Jacob feel? He feels light. Man, you did it. You took him out. You helped him to realize the story and your true energy. So now what are you feeling? Still integrating, is still a little heavy. Let's drink some water.
There might be one more thing in there.
Oh, I felt inspired to add Dr. Linda's past life integration drops.
As you were saying that, I was like,
What is that taste?
water.
It's the integration of all your energy bodies to this present moment. And a lot of the past life energies that you are bringing, that you're feeling right now, is a lineage and not yours.
Went to somebody else's live stream and said it's over. I was just.
So Jacob's kind of settled down and is interested in what you're going to do next. So Montevo, why don't you share with Jacob the other voice, the other energy from the grandma sadness, all the grandma's sadness, the mom's sadness, all the damaged feminine energy sadness that you're holding in your sacral. It's the emotional, the nurturing and creativity. When everything is stuck right there, we know that's feminine energy that's stuck, that you've taken on from all the women in your life, and all of their limitations, and all of the abuse that they've suffered, and all their stories is weighing you down. Do you feel that? None of them are victims. The disempowerment is an illusion, right? And you've taken it on. And that's okay. You've taken it on so that you can transmute it, right? So how do you transmute that energy inside your system?
Letting it out.
Yeah, to let it out, to look at it with consciousness. And what does your consciousness say about that energy? And what can you let Jacob know about that energy?
They've created it.
It's
For
not
themselves.
yours.
It's not mine.
It's not yours. All their sadness, your grandmother losing her gait and her balance and sensibility, it's really hard what she has to go through. You can hold space. You can hold loving, conscious space without going into her density of the same helplessness and hopelessness and, limitation and lack and, sadness. But right now your system is resonating and vibrating on that because you're leaving everything behind. you're leaving all the women in your life behind energetically, so that you can embody your own complete whole energy, right? And part of that is shedding their energy from your field. So in this healing session, I felt really inspired to listen to your soul asking for that energy to be healed and cleared first. Because you cannot find your creative force and your creative center as long as it's weighed down by the feminine damage that has been. I just feel this water energy going blah, 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 and spinning you this way and spinning you that way and spinning you this until you don't know what is up and down.
While I was gone,
it was all that. You were
it was
swimming.
like I sat down trying to create, and I just couldn't bring myself to it.
You were swimming in that energy, and you got to get yourself out of that water energy and start balancing the spirit energy that's inside you, that's brought you here. And you've got to start doing a lot more physical activity, conscious physical activity to move that energy. So you're going to do that. And then, and you're dropping into your 40-day practice. And of course, this is the activation for those for the work that you're about to embark on. And you cannot embark on this energy, on your energetic path, without being in your own energy. Then you're just going to drag all of their energies with you, and that's not going to serve you.
It's
because you
not
cannot heal their stories for them, nor do you want to, nor, I don't know why I'm saying the word nor like I'm from another century, but you don't want to do that because it's an arrogant thing to do. To think that your version of their story has got to be better than their soul version of their story and what they're trying to work with the human on, right? Whenever we want to project out to help somebody from that place of pain, you know that's not their stuff. You know that that's your own stuff. It means that you're feeling something that you're having a hard time connecting to, so therefore they're going to hold space in order for me to tap into that sadness. When really I'm sad about leaving my home and everything I've known. Really I'm sad about the trauma that I experienced growing up, when everything was okay one day and then everything was not okay the next day. And that fear is what you're creating a new story around. All of that was holding on in your stomach, but how wonderful you could blame it on grandma sadness, and you can blame it on mom sadness, and you can blame it on, and that's
That
not
damn
conscious
mind.
love. Yes.
It's the mind.
It's the mind.
It can wrap all around everything.
Yes.
The way you described that was perfect, because like the thing that came up for me was the day my dad left. He left a note on the pillow in their room, and I came in and saw it, and he wasn't there. It was like one day and then the next, it all changed.
It all changed.
It was,
And guess what? It's because his
Big.
soul got the message that it's time to change this.
yeah, they weren't working it out themselves for sure.
But on a deeper level, it was time to change the energy because you needed that wake-up call, right? You needed to start your work. And you started that work at a very young age so that you could be here at 22. And you've been running and working ever since. And had your father not followed whatever energy he was following, I'm gonna drink some more water. Keep coughing, you're clearing. You're opening up your throat chakra. So water and coughing, it's all good. So allowing yourself to see it, your own story from your soul perspective, allows all energies to be valued and appreciated and accepted and honored, and that we can express our grateful hearts to. And if you are coming from that energy and bringing yourself into the current now, the current energy of now, then you're able to feel how divine it is that your grandmother for the first time gets to understand life without the codependency is within that she has to look at, right? And better now than after she's transitioned.
Yes.
And your mother, and Stacy, and your sister, all the women in your life, right? They're ready. And it's only our arrogant mind who thinks, oh, my way. My way is better, right? And then we feel this tremendous lack of control, when in fact, control shouldn't be there anyway, right? And so you feel something that you're supposed to feel, a lack of control in their life. Yay! That's conscious love.
It's their life.
Yeah! That's like a yay and yes, and at the
It's
same
true.
time. It's true. And I want, and maybe this is why I was studying this morning, to share this with you, because I love this. Becoming a conscious, soul-activated, and self-actualized human being is the ultimate goal of human evolution. It's our ultimate goal to live our soul path in absolute freedom. Not just freedom from my ego, but freedom from other people's egos, right? And when you can trust in their mastery, then you can feel empowered within your own being because you're able to trust in their mastery. You're able to trust in their soul design. And then all of a sudden, wow, all your systems are within your own system, not trying to keep putting your energy out there, because it's harder to look inside than it is to start trying to solve everybody else's issues.
Yeah.
And be sad about their stuff.
And that's the old way, and that's the way that's
That
been
is the
projected,
old
and
way.
that's everywhere around us. But
Yes.
what I awakened to was like, in that moment, I knew what the goal and the path that I was awakened to is just what you said. It's achieving the highest goal, the highest.
And look, you're looking at me again. Hello, Montevo's
Hi.
back. Hi.
That's the highest goal, and that's what we
Yes.
are here to do, and I feel it. And
So
that's what
before you were saying all the same things, but you couldn't look me in the eye. I didn't see the energy anywhere else. And you were gonna convince yourself to death about this, right? And that's the effort, that's efforting. When really, if we just allow ourselves to feel what is and start with where we're at, then we can effortlessly get here. And now all systems are turned on and activated and you feel good. And you're looking at me
I was
again.
gonna say it. You said it though. You
Yeah.
told me I feel good, but I do feel good. So.
Yes, you do feel good. I can feel you feeling good. And when you feel good, then you start aligning to more that feels good, which is why Nico and I consciously did not come and give you our energy when you got here yesterday. We let you have your evening, your process, and then prepare. And this morning when I heard your alarm go off, when I heard your alarm go off at 3:30 in the morning, I was like, he's ready and he's aligning to a healing session. And you know how long it used to take you to align to one. There's the desire of asking for the healing session. That's step number one. And then the work is to align to the receiving of the healing session. And Miko and I do the healing sessions when the soul asks us to. And sometimes we wonder, we're like, wow, I wonder how long we have to wait for this person to be ready. And I'm sure they feel like, we've been waiting, right? But it's different when the soul is ready to release the energy. Then it's effortless and easy. Otherwise, it's fighting the ego every step of the way. And, you know, we can make a dent, maybe we can make two, but you're not going to feel better. And for us, we don't do it effortful and hard. We like effortless and easy. Yeah, we like effortless and easy, and we trust in your mastery that when you're finally ready to feel good, that you will allow yourself to go there and be courageous enough and brave enough. Courage from the heart, brave from the mind, enough to feel and be honest about the fact that you were using everybody to not do this inner work. And when you can own that, then it's your energy to shift. And when it's yours, then how can you not feel empowered, right? And here's Montevo showing up for the first time in a few weeks, feeling empowered again. And that's how powerful these healing sessions are. Because you're able to connect to your own soul energy. And you cannot do the brain surgery by yourself, which is why we always need that conscious reflection.
Just a mirror to like make me look at myself instead of seeing everything else around the mirror.
Yes, and when that mirror is nice and clear, then what you're seeing and what you're feeling is clarity. But if that mirror is filled with my own stories of today and my own stories of yesterday and my own story of February, then what you're going to get more of is more of my stuff adding to your stuff. So I'm just adding more damaged feminine energy to your stuff that you've already dragged over here. So my work is to be clear so that I could see all that and clear it with you, right? And then all of a sudden, your energy's light and feeling good. And your eyes are present and your eyes are open and your eyes are up. And now you don't have to talk so much. You don't have to convince yourself so much. Because you just feel good. What are you talking about? I just feel good. I'm just sitting here on this rooftop deck.
In the sun.
In the sun, in this beautiful Laguna Beach day. With Trey having so much fun exploring.
Yep, he's hanging out, being good.
He is, I can't imagine him ever being anything but just absolutely perfect.
I think just like we were saying about us being a mirror, he's a mirror too. When my energy, or I have friends over and their energy is sporadic or nervous or something, then he gets to be kind of a handful, but
yeah, no.
That's our energy, not his.
Yes, and he's vibrating completely on the energy because his whole system is grounded into the earth, and so he's feeling all the vibrations that we're not attuned to. Feeling the earth is constantly in a state of earthquake, in a state of shifting, and we can't feel that until it jolts us and knocks things off our wall. Then we're like, oh, something's happening, right? And so, but Trey is aware of this energy all the time. It's essential to his survival. And we're at a level of consciousness where we're recognizing that it's essential to our survival to be aware of all that's happening within our systems. So, with that, I'd like your permission to close up the vortex.
Yeah, I feel good.
And now Mother Gaia is saying, thank you for that energy. All that conscious, beautiful energy.
Transform it and use it.
And she's transmuting it. And this is how every single person healing themselves is healing Mother Gaia and the planet. And